They told us China was the enemy, a threat to democracy, a rival to crush. But what if we got it all wrong? What if China wasn't a threat, but the blueprint?
I'm an American, and I've been living in China for 15 years now. I want to tell you something that'll probably go against everything you've ever been told. They told us to fear China. They told us their system was dangerous, even evil. But they never told us the truth, that while we were pointing fingers at one another, have we been quietly copying them? China was never the threat. China was the blueprint. For decades, America's measured success in profits, stock markets, and corporate growth. Meanwhile, China measured something else entirely, and that's cleaner water, reliable power, affordable food, affordable housing, and affordable health care. China also measures success by clean streets, clean sidewalks, clean parks, and safety. And not to mention pride and dignity. And speaking of parks, look at this. Just clean and safe. People out walking around, getting some exercise. Lady over here just kicking back because it's safe. Only thing on the ground is leaves. Okay, walked right out of the park. Let's see what the sidewalks look like. I would say pretty damn clean. And the streets, clean. Very clean. Walk out here a little bit. Streets look pretty clean. Very clean. Let's walk down the sidewalk here a little bit. I'm sure we could find some trash. Pretty clean. On the grass, any trash out here? Nope. Just some leaves. Is this trash? Nope, just a big leaf. Back on the sidewalk. So you can see, I'm not the only one that says this about the cleanliness in China. It's pretty clean. Just got to watch out for these electric mopeds, e-bikes, whatever they are. And in just 40 years, China has lifted 800 million people out of poverty. As I walk through this tunnel, no homeless like in the US. So think about that. In just 40 years, lifting 800 million people out of poverty. That is something that no other nation in history has ever done at that scale. And speaking of lifting people out of poverty, what would you see in the tunnels in Los Angeles? You would see homeless. But here I am, showing China. People have homes here, and the less fortunate who don't have a lot of money, they're helped out by the government. Just clean, still. Sidewalks, no trash. Coming out on another sidewalk in a street. Let's see if it's clean. I would say yes. Just check out this infrastructure. Simply amazing. Here's the uncomfortable truth for people in the West. The Chinese people don't live in fear of their system like we've been told. In fact, most people here in China actually want the system they have. Why? Because it works for them. China built trust not with ideology or speeches, but with infrastructure. Tangible, visible improvements in daily life. When I walk outside my apartment in China, I see something like this. I see high-speed trains that arrive to the minute. Clean and safe metros throughout China. Spotless, safe parks everywhere in China. Entire neighborhoods that were rebuilt in months, not decades. In China, kids walk home at night safe, without any fear. China measures things that actually improve people's lives. And the government here in China, they actually deliver on their promises for the people, not like in the US. Now compare that to the US. We measure GDP, we measure the stock market, we measure corporate profits, and yet millions go hungry every year. Homelessness rises every day. Infrastructure crumbles before our eyes. So I pretty much stick to a strict eating regimen. But every once in a while, I want a little flavor of back home food. I'm going to show you what I eat. Cut through this shopping center to get where I'm going. That's right, nothing like an American hamburger. So I'll show you how I take a hamburger and make it healthy. Hello, let me get the avocado bacon. So this is it. Shake Shack in China. Pretty damn good burgers. Well, that's us. So this is it. A burger without a bun. Some bacon, avocado, some cheese in there, a lot of lettuce. This is how I have a healthy hamburger. Want to stay away from that bread, stay away from ketchup, all that stuff's sweet, carbohydrates. I devoured that. It's not cheap, about $8 US, and that's about 59 RMB. I can usually squeeze 2 meals out of that easily when I eat local food. So again, when you go into these type of places in China, you're going to pay premium prices. What we measure is what we serve right now. America measures capital, not people. In the US, capital controls the government. Lobbyists and donors decide policies, and those policies protect wealth, not welfare. In China, it's the other way around. The government controls capital. No system is perfect, but this means national resources go to where they have the biggest impact on the most people. The result? Higher life satisfaction, better infrastructure, and national direction that you can actually feel. China went from widespread poverty to a global superpower in just 40 years. For context, it took Britain 400 years to do that, the US 250 years, and China did it in less than 1 lifetime. That's just not fast. That's incredibly fast, and that's China's speed. But how, you ask? Infrastructure first, not as a luxury, but as a right. Build for the people. Stability over ideology. No endless debates. Just deliver your promises to the people. And the China government does deliver. In the West, we call this authoritarianism. But ask the average Chinese citizen this. Would they trade their high-speed trains, low crime rates, rising living standard for the so-called US freedom that will cause bankruptcy from a hospital bill? The answer might surprise you. Here's the part no one wants to hear. The American empire is over. We peaked about 12 to 15 years ago, and since then, we've been on the decline. Every empire in history has faced this. The British fell, Rome fell, now it's our turn. Trickle-down economics, now dead. The best electric cars now, BYD, no longer Tesla. Most Americans have never even heard of the corporation BYD. The best infrastructure now? Shanghai and many other cities in China. No longer New York. The reality in the US now? Bail out banks, while 600,000 homeless people sleep on the streets. $800 billion for the military. But we can't fully shelter the homeless. Corporations dodge taxes while schools shut down. So, no, China isn't the threat. The threat is refusal to adapt. We're our own threat. Decline isn't inevitable. It's a choice. What can the US do? How can they turn this around? My recommendation: measure welfare over wealth. Track hunger, not just GDP. Nationalize essentials like healthcare, energy, and housing. The US needs to break capital's grip on politics. Put people above profits. We can keep pretending that trickle-down works, while jobs and the future goes to China, India, Brazil, and other countries around the world. Here's a thought I want you really to think about. When you see someone succeeding where you are failing, you have two options: learn from them or tear them down. America chose the second option. Instead of asking, how did China lift 800 million people out of poverty while the US homeless population continues to explode? China builds hospitals in Africa. America builds military bases around the world. China eradicates extreme poverty. America eradicates its middle class. So tell me, who's really the threat here? As an American living in China, I see the truth every day. This isn't some scary authoritarian regime the Western media warns you about. It's a society where the people feel safe walking at night anywhere in China. China's where high-speed rail connects every corner of the country. And where the Chinese government actually builds the future instead of just talking about it. The Chinese just don't tolerate their system, they support it. Why? Because it works for them. And meanwhile, back in the US, we're trapped in a cycle of outrage and decline, blaming China for problems we created ourselves. I chose to live here because China is not the villain in America's story. It's the mirror showing us everything we failed to become. So what do you really want? The freedom to struggle or the stability to thrive? China chose, love it or hate it. It worked and is still working. Now the US must decide, keep blaming China or finally learn from them. So hey, do me a favor, drop your thoughts in the comments section below. And if this video unsettled you, good. That's the first step to fixing anything. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Chris, signing off from China. Be good, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Took a one-way flight, and not knowing what to fight. My body and soul through the endless night. Arrived in China with a flicker of fright. Not sure where to stand, just pray for another night. From a China unknown to the love I've been shown. Peace in my heart, in a land far from